Hey guys, how's it going? So today I'm going to do my 4 comic creators tag. I want to thank 1904 Comics for tagging me in this, and of course readem Steven for starting the whole tag to go through the community. I think it's an interesting one, and I've enjoyed watching all the videos from everybody. So why don't we get into it? I know that some people have been doing it a bit differently. I'm going to stick to the way readem Steven had it set up in the beginning. So let's do this. First off, question 1. Who are 4 creators that influenced you into collecting and reading comic books? When I was a kid, I read comic books, not regularly. It was just whatever I had that I had passed down from family members or ones I bought at the grocery store or whatever, but never to the extent that I read now, obviously. But coming back into comics in the past, I think it's been 3 years now of reading, the big one that got me back into it was Robert Kirkman, and that was because of The Walking Dead. The TV show aired, and then I wanted to kind of see where that all stemmed from, and I think that's what really brought me into comics. And I think that a lot of these TV shows like The Flash and Green Arrow and all the movies that are coming out are really influencing people into checking out the actual creative origins of these people that they love to watch on TV. Yeah, so I started off buying trades in the beginning of my collecting, and yeah, this was probably, this one and Kick-Ass were kind of the first 2 that I ever purchased to get back into it. And even, I guess I'll kind of do question 2 at the same time with each, as I go through each person, but 1 or 2 examples of work that I've really enjoyed. The first one obviously being The Walking Dead, and then the second one for me, for Robert Kirkman, has been Outcast. I've been really enjoying this book, and I think it's been entertaining. And I'm not really a horror fan in general. I am for slashers and things like that, but for you know, like the Exorcist type stuff and you know, kind of more the ghosts and paranormal stuff, I'm not really into that. But Outcast has been surprisingly good, considering I'm not into that type of thing. I haven't read Invincible yet. I think it's Invincible that he does, or really much of anything else that he's worked on yet. I plan to get to that eventually, but there's so much other good stuff out there, it's hard. But for someone that got me into comics, I'm still continuing to read something that he puts out to this day is you know, it's pretty interesting. The second person I would say would be Geoff Johns. Obviously, like I said before, I started collecting in trade, so the first one that I bought for any superhero trade was Green Lantern, Volume 1, from the New 52, and that was before even realizing that there was so much continuity still left over from before the New 52 going into the story, and I still managed to, you know, grasp what was going on and enjoy the ride going through it. And I loved the first 3 trades of this, and I haven't collected since for Green Lantern because Vendetti's run hasn't been that great. After reading that, I ended up going through Geoff Johns' earlier, like, start of the run, and I'm working my way through the trades there. It's neat to kind of know the ending, and then you're going through it. It's almost like you know, you watch some movies where they show you the ending and then how you got there, kind of thing. And that's what this really does for me, and I think that's interesting as well. Another example of his work that I've really loved so far is Aquaman. I'm reading this in trade as well, but it's been really good. I think the creative team changed later on, but I've only read the Geoff Johns stuff for that as well. But yeah, he really influenced me into the superhero genre of comic books, which is surprising considering at this point I read mainly Marvel. So, well, I do read DC, but just in trade. It's too expensive to have both of the big 2. The third one I would say would be Brian K. Vaughan. He was, after Walking Dead, and then starting on superhero stuff, I moved on to reading more independent stuff. And the one that got me there was Y: The Last Man. I have the trade for this. These have been, you know, this was one of my favorite series after that. This is what really, this was the turning point for me. Like, I had collected a few of the DC trades and a few Walking Dead trades and other random ones like Kick-Ass and things like that that were related to, you know, movies, TV, whatever. But then this was recommended to me and by my shop at the time in the city I lived in, the local comic shop, and I couldn't stop buying these. I read them in a week, and then I'd buy the next one. I'd read it in a week, I'd buy the next one, and yeah, it's an amazing story, as I'm sure all of you know. And then continuing on for that, seeing how much I love that, at this point now I'm reading, you know, Sega. I just pulled two of my favorite covers, Sega, and I'm trying to kind of go now at this point through more of his other indie stuff like Ex Machina, which I've read the first trade, but I have like the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. I just don't have the second, so I have to go pick that one up. Yeah, and that has been really good as well so far. I don't think he can do any wrong as far as I'm concerned, writing wise. I've enjoyed it. The fourth creator is an artist. It wasn't so much someone in the beginning of my collecting where he influenced me, but more after this point. It was another turning point where the art started to matter a lot more to me than just the story. And still to this day, the story is more important to me, but the art's kind of, for this creator, have really hooked me. And that's Mike Allred. I got the omnibus for Ecstatics, and yeah, the story was pretty good. It was interesting, that's for sure. It's definitely something different, and I thought that was cool, but the art was what really hooked me there. And obviously now, reading Silver Surfer, you know, I'm pretty much going to be picking up anything that he's going to be working on because I just love his style. That's it for the four. I did want to add just, if I had to put a fifth in, just because I don't know, he's a very good writer, and someone that I've enjoyed is Jeff Lemire. I did have Animal Man right in the beginning of my reading as well. It was one of the first trades I picked up as well, and yeah, his writing has been very good, but for me, his best work is his independent stuff. This is one of my favorite graphic novels of all time, along with Blankets. Obviously not Jeff Lemire, but yeah, this was a story that, I mean, it brings out so much emotion, and there's so much heart in the writing. I don't know, he's just amazing as well. Sorry, I had to add a fifth in there. I haven't looked up, sorry, who to tag, so I will cut the video here and then come right back and tell you who I'm going to tag. Alright, I'm going to tag Tuamua, Lynn Fizzle, the Bat Freak 1000, and T-Biz. I'll put their links in the description, and I will also message them. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the hashtag 4comic creators, and I'll see you guys later.